There is something special about run-and-gun games that is hard to explain. Part platformer, part shooter, the best ones occupy an interesting area in the middle. There are lots of reasons players find these sorts of games so memorable. They can mesmerise them with spectacle, satisfy them with enemy variety, and drive them with ball-busting difficulty. The arcades provided a potent delivery system for these experiences, with the power of the underlying hardware allowing for even more over-the-top action. Games like Metal Slug are fondly remembered as excellent representatives of the genre, and rightly so. There were many, many other examples, though, that deserve better than to fall into the oblivion of time. One of these almost classics is Biomechanical Toy. You play as Ingus, one of many toys that have come to life in the world of the game. Sporting an action hero look and personality, it is your mission to prevent the criminal toy named Scruffy from stealing the magic pendulum powering this existence. This is a compelling setting for the story that, whilst a little strange, manages to perfectly set the stage for a game full of variety in its enemies, stages, and overall aesthetic. Drawing inspiration from a wide variety of old films, the game's colourful art style veers wildly between cartoonish and abstract. Sprites are big and colours are bold, with the game as a whole somehow holding together despite its chaotic nature. It is definitely a unique looking game. The gameplay itself is not quite as original, but still manages to deliver the player a good time. There's nothing particularly sophisticated here. You run through the stages shooting basically everything in sight. You can also jump on your enemies to defeat them as well, giving the opportunity for greater mobility during firefights. There are a few nice touches here and there, such as the partner toys who join with you during parts of each stage as backup. By and large though, this is a fairly stock standard run and gun game when it comes to the gameplay. This does not mean it's a best in class example though. The movement feels a little stiff in comparison to other genre classics like Gunstar Heroes or Metal Slug. You cannot move and aim at the same time, and enemies often skip frustratingly out of range of your limited firing angles. There are also situations in the game that feel almost unwinnable without sacrificing some of your health bar and feel frustrating rather than rewarding. However, these minor issues pale in comparison to the game's true sin. There is no two-player simultaneous mode in Biomechanical Toy. This is a truly bizarre omission, and one that really hurts the game, as part of the fun of run-and-gun games is when you conquer them with a friend. This game is still a lot of fun, but it could have been so much better if it had only allowed for another player to tag along. Despite this, Biomechanical Toy is still worth experiencing for its interesting setting and art style. Until recently, this would have been a challenge, as the game had been an arcade exclusive since its initial release in 1995. It was recently announced that Biomechanical Toy would finally see a home release via the Evercade. A bit of a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. If you are lucky enough to own an Evercade, keep an eye out for this one. It might surprise you.